Good morning, fellow board members. I'm sorry I'm not there, and if you knew where I am, you'd understand that I really am sorry. But first meeting I've missed in a long time, and just thought I'd take this opportunity to kind of say farewell, if you will, as your chairman. I'd like for you to know how much I have enjoyed working with all of you this year. I think we accomplished a lot. I have great confidence in the future. We have a great leader in Bob Lee stepping up right behind me, and I know he's conducting the meeting there in my absence today. Bob's been a faithful FADA member for a long time. He's been very active in the executive committee and knows our business. You know, his legal background gives him a little different insight and frankly more ability to help us through the many obstacles that we face that are, you know, of a legal nature. The one thing I learned after becoming chairman is that there's never anything constant at FADA. It seems like that we set an agenda and we're working toward fulfilling that mission, and next thing we know we've got a whole different set of issues to deal with out there. So it's a challenging atmosphere that we have to deal with, and you know, we just have to be flexible. I give Ted and his staff a lot of credit for their ability to be able to do that, and of course the same thing's said for you as a board member. We have to be nimble. So that all being said, we just need to stay focused. There's no other way to say it. The Alliance lawsuit by far and away is our biggest priority. You know, the one thing that those of us on the board have some say about is the fundraising aspects. If we raise the right amount of money, we can afford the best legal advice and guidance and direction that we need, and we can prevail and win this suit for the benefit of all of our membership and every car dealer in the state of Florida. I think we actually made some progress this past year in our joint efforts to try to publicize FADA better. And if you recall, that was one of our initiatives that we felt like a lot of our dealers, even those that are members, just don't know what all we do. So in the various ways, I think we've made some headway there. I would certainly suggest and recommend that we continue that effort. I was very pleased with the feedback that I got, even though it being a small percentage of our membership. But every time I would send a video or write a monthly newsletter, I would get some response from various dealers, which frankly was pretty gratifying. I would be the first to tell you that my biggest disappointment is the, I guess you'd call it the apathy that so many dealers in the state have toward our activities. You know, especially those that are not members of FADA. But you know, Ted had to calm me down on numerous occasions when I would want to kind of like read the riot act, if you will, and speak my true piece and say to those people that don't support us, at least financially, that how can they sit there in good conscience and do that when the rest of us are out there working our tails off and putting our money where our mouth is, so to speak. And I realize that that's common in many types of organizations and associations, but it still doesn't make it right. And I don't think that we need to be bashful or apologize for kind of speaking our piece and saying to people, look, you know, this is only right and fair. And I have to admit that I've never seen so few people do so much for so many as those on the FADA board and our leadership team. You know, one other issue that I would like to just comment on briefly, I'm not suggesting I have a solution, but that is the, if you want to call it, the distrust between manufacturers and dealers. That's not indigenous to the automobile industry. I went through it in my previous life in the tire industry. And I really think that a lot of it has to do with the difference between corporate people and their mentality and those entrepreneurs, those of us that are entrepreneurs. You know, we just happen to think differently about certain issues. And I think that, you know, rather than fight, if we can find another way to prevail and protect ourselves, is that we need to try to be amenable if we possibly can, but not weak, and stand our ground, if you will. And I think that our legislative efforts are very, very important in that regard. Without a doubt, going back to the Alliance lawsuit, it's more than just that lawsuit. It's our franchise rights. It's where we all have our net worth wrapped up in. I mean, we're really working to preserve everything we've worked for all of our lives. In closing, I would just like to say to you that in my involvement on the executive committee and as chairman, I've learned to have a great deal of respect for FADA and all the work that our organization does. Frankly, in the beginning, I had no idea how much the organization does for the membership. And so I would like to congratulate all of you for your input and efforts in that regard. And in conclusion, just tell you that again, I have really enjoyed working with you. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with FADA and support every single cause that I possibly can. I wish each of you the best. I look forward to seeing you at our next FADA meeting, if not before, and hope that you leave Orlando today with a lot accomplished, and I'm sure you will. Thank you very much, and have a good meeting.